All right, I'd like to welcome everybody to the 2015 parent meeting for the Livestock Show. I appreciate everybody coming out on this cold, kind of drizzly Sunday afternoon, and we'll try to keep it short and sweet. Get back before halftime's over with. Basically, the purpose of this meeting is to give you parents, kids, anybody opportunity to ask any questions. If you've got questions, if you haven't been able to ask your advisor, your 4-H leader, your ag teacher, you can ask me. I'm the president of NETLA, and if I don't know the answer, I'll find out the answer and I'll get back to you. So just keep that in mind. We really didn't have any major rule changes last year. Everything's pretty much the same. A few things I would like to go over with are the raffle tickets. We do require that every family sell a book of 25 raffle tickets, and every penny of those raffle tickets goes right back into the sale. It all goes into what we call the Bids for Kids fund, and 100% of that goes back into the sale. And the way we use that money is we'll have a buyer in the auction that will have a lot of money that he can spend, and he uses that money to keep the prices up. He tries to keep everything bumped up. He'll bid on stuff, and every now and then the reason he has to have the money is because every now and then he'll catch one and actually have to buy it. But any money that we don't spend in that, we'll take and after the show we'll figure out where the lower numbers were at. Say there's a steer, pig, just whatever. Say there's an animal that's way low in the average of all the rest of that animal. We'll take some of that Bid for Kids money and try to bring those up to bring them up closer to the average. What we used to do is just take and split it up. It'd be $10 or $15 for everybody. Well, a kid that's already got $500 worth of add-ons, another $20 is not as important as a kid that had $20 worth of add-ons, or no add-ons could get 20 or 100 or 50 or whatever they can get. So we're trying to make the biggest impact we can with that money. That's just kind of give you an idea of where that money comes or where that goes to. Again, all that goes back into the sale. We do offer we have a prize buckle that is given to the exhibitor that sells the most raffle tickets. That's usually a pretty good feat, and we'll have several kids that'll go for that. And the determination is made for that at the Friday of the show. We ask that all the raffle tickets, the 25 raffle tickets, or however many you want to sell, we ask that those be turned in the week before the show. You have to get with your advisor as far as exactly when they want to let the money turned in. And anybody that's going for the high volume sales buckle, they can continue to sell up through Friday afternoon. Those tickets will be due Friday at 5 to the announcer stand at the sale. So if you're going for the high volume buckle, then keep that in mind. You can sell all the way up through Friday, and then we'll have a cutoff time, and we'll make the decision there and announce that during the sale. Let's see, this year, as far as validated animals, we had 20 lambs, and last year we had 36 lambs, so we're down just a little bit on the lambs. The judge is going to be Glenn Blunt. He will also be judging the goats, and this year we had 66 goats. Last year we had 80, so we're down a little bit on goats also. Swine is staying about the same. We had 99 for this year. Last year we had 96, and the judge is Jason Hody. Steers, we're up a little on the steers. We have 31 for this year and 27 for last year. And the judge is Rodney Finch. Poultry, I think we're about the same. I don't have my numbers handy for last year, but this year we had 77 poultry entries. And if you're showing chickens, they will be here tomorrow morning. So you got a warm spot ready for them because they're going to need it. So that's kind of an idea of how many validated animals we have. There will be a percentage of those that won't make weight. They won't make they'll get sick, and there will even be a few of them that die. But those are the numbers that are validated. So there'll be less than that actually show up, but that gives us kind of an idea of kind of the volume we're expecting this year. A couple of new things on the sale. Of course, the show will be here at the Civic Center, and during the show and during Thursday and Friday's show, there's no big deal about parking. But on Saturday, the day of the sale, we ask that no participants, no parents, no exhibitors, grandparents, anybody that's there just to, spectators that are there just to watch the sale. We ask that you don't park in the parking lot there right next to the Civic Center. We're going to reserve that for buyers. We run into the past that our buyers are having to park way out here in the backside of the Civic Center parking lot, and they're the reason that we're all out here and be able to keep going is because we've got participation from the buyers. So we're going to try to keep buyer parking up close. We just ask you kind of spread that around through your friends and family that are going to come watch your kids. That we don't park up there close to the Civic Center. Following the steer sale or steer show on Friday night, anybody that makes the sale, we ask that you stick around or come back up there. We've got a lot of panels to move. We've got a lot of things that have to be done to get ready. A lot of pins to set up and things to move around to get ready for the sale. We got to roll out carpet. We got to rake all the dirt, get it smooth. So we ask that if you do make the sale, be back up there Friday evening to help us get all that stuff set up. As far as another thing that we've run into in the past is that what people aren't aware of is pictures. NETLA will purchase one picture of every animal in the sale lot, in the sale order. Every animal that makes a sale, we purchase a picture to give to the kid, to give to the buyer. If you want a picture of your kid with your animal for yourself, then you need to buy one. Apparently we haven't made that clear. People were buying pictures for their buyers, and then we end up giving them pictures, so they end up with more pictures than what they need. We just have that in mind, is that we will purchase one picture for the kid to give to the buyer. And it is an 8x10. You can get a frame or whatever and take it to the buyer and touch base with them whenever you get the pictures. We ask that you don't bring big gifts or stuff into the ring for the buyers. We've done that in the past, and it gets to be kind of a hassle. We're worried about trying to get gifts out of the ring and into the ring and out to buyers, and it's pretty complicated and confusing stuff. So one of our later rules from last year, maybe the year before, was that we don't want to bring any gifts into the ring. You're welcome to. We'll have a gift. NETLA will provide it's probably going to be a cup with some candy and stuff in it, like we've done in the past, for you to go out there and touch base with your buyer, tell them thank you, and after you've gone through the sale ring. But we ask that you wait. If you want to take them a cake or a pie or a gift basket or a cup of candy or something, you're welcome to do that. We just ask that you do that later, and that also gives you another chance to make contact with the buyers and tell them how much you appreciate it and appreciate supporting the program. The animals are also required to be show ready going into the ring. We can't do glitter, paint, bandanas, hats. We've had them dressed up in all different manners in the past and stuff, and we're not allowed. We can't allow that anymore. The animal goes straight to the locker, then it could taint the meat, and we could have a quality issue in that manner. So the animal has to be show ready going into the sale ring. As far as the show schedule, Thursday we'll start with lambs and goats. Will be Thursday afternoon, Thursday night, and Friday will be broilers first thing in the morning, and then pigs around lunch, and then heifers and steers in the evening. And we'll have brochures that will be coming out here in the next week or so that we'll get to the ag teachers that y'all can take by and visit with your buyers. We do ask that you go out and visit with potential buyers. Wherever you buy feed, you talk to them. Wherever you buy your gas, talk to them. Wherever you buy your groceries, where you do your normal business, where you cash your check, just talk to the banks, talk to your car dealers where you bought your last car, where you're fixing to buy your next car. Just if those kind of people, if you bought tractors and bought, as you do your daily business, keep in mind that those are potential buyers, and you can go out and buy tires, leave a brochure with them, say, hey, I would sure like to see y'all out. And you'll be surprised how many people will be there in support of your kid. Just because they asked, they made the effort to contact them. And they don't have to come prepared to spend $2,000 on the animal. They can come and they can add on. If they can't make it, they can get in contact with one of the NETLA members, myself or Mario can get them in touch with somebody, or your ag teacher can get them in touch with us. They can donate $20, $50, $100. They can get any number that they would like to help out with either your project. We can put it towards the Bids for Kids into the group as the greater good of the whole. We'll welcome any kind of a donation in that manner. It all goes back into the show. The raffle tickets. I've talked to people in the past before, and they say, "Hey, my dad used to gather up a lot of money for the show, and his whole bookkeeping was on the back of an envelope he had in his pocket." So we've grown from that, so it's a little more complicated. But he would gather up $15, $20, and $100 here and there, and he would end up. It's kind of how the Bids for Kids thing got started before we started in the raffle tickets. And and I still get people come to me and say, "Hey, I want to put this into the pot and buy an animal with it." Well, we don't really have a pot just for buying animals like that, so I'll fill them out raffle tickets, and they'll end up with a chance at two chances at a side of beef out of the deal. So that's just an easy way to get more money into that pot that helps everybody. Because if we can keep the bottom number up, then the top numbers go up too. So anything we don't spend, it all goes back in there as add-on money. If you got somebody that just wants to put in a little money here and there, try to push the raffle tickets and tell them they may be able to get something out of it. And if you end up with a big donor that you want to get raffle tickets to, we'll find some kids that'll fill out the tickets. So don't expect them to fill out 100 tickets or whatnot. I've had kids sitting around filling out tickets for a while, just so that the donors could help get their name in the pot for the beef. And the raffle ticket is for a half a side of beef. There's both chances, a chance at each side. So there is, each ticket is two chances. And I'm trying to think. Whenever the sale is over, or the show even is over, your animal is still your responsibility. Even if the animal goes on the truck, make sure that you contacted the superintendent of that species. They know that your animal is going on that truck. I know Friday or Thursday night we'll have a trailer or a pen out back to receive lambs and goats. We'll give you a receipt. Make sure that you get to the right person and to get your lamb or goat onto the trailer, and you get your receipt. We've had the instance in the past where the trailer just ends up full and we don't know which ones are in there, and it takes us an hour later counting sheep and goats and getting tag numbers and stuff in the dark and cold, and it's quite complicated after the fact. So we try to maintain what goes in there, keep a track of what's happening there. Because if we don't know your animal's in there, you may not get a check for it. So it's very important that you know where your animal went and you talk to the right people. We don't want to leave just animals in the pen. We're done with it. Just going on the truck, they'll take care of it, because we won't. If it doesn't get in the right spot, it is not taken care of. It's still your responsibility until you get to that buyer or get to the truck. It's still your animal. So that's the biggest deal. Same thing with pigs. We'll have a truck there Friday night for the pigs. Trailers. There'll be a trailer. We'll get it all loaded up. Steers. Same deal. Few of the steers go on the truck, but there are a couple very easy to handle if we just time them in the right spot and put them in a trailer. The broilers, we do not have a truck coming for the broilers this year. The last couple of years, we did have people that would come buy the broilers and take them off, but there becomes an issue with crossing county line and whatnot with chickens, and it's more of a headache than we wish to deal with. So we're not going to have the truck for the broilers. Cumbie FFA in the past has taken any animals any broilers that want to be donated to them. That is part of their fundraising for their FFA Booster Club. They process the chickens and get them ready for chicken stew and whatnot. So I feel like, I'm not for certain, but I feel like that the Cumbie FFA will be taking any of the broilers that somebody doesn't want to take home. So they'll probably have a trailer or something set up. But as far as an official, somebody buying it for the truck, we do not offer that this year. Just too complicated, get into many restrictions. You think of anything I've missed, Mario? Does anybody have any questions? I know we're going to have some questions. Anything about what to do, where to be, what time, where to get the animals to? Y'all are an educated group.
What time does the goats start on Thursday, you said?
The schedule's in the back of the brochure. It'll all come out. I don't have a copy of the brochure with me with the schedule, so I don't want to say without being for certain on it. But it's I think you've got to be in place in the 4 o'clock range. I think the show starts at 5 or so, but we'll refer to the brochure to make for certain on that. But it is early afternoon when they need to all be in place. And we do ask that the lambs and goats do have to go home that night. They can't stay up there until Saturday, because after they show on Thursday, then pigs come in Thursday night and Friday morning. So the lambs and goats are in the same pens as the pigs. So we have to vacate all the lambs and goats out of the building so that we have room for pigs. And then when you bring them back Saturday morning, then most of the pigs will be gone. Only the ones left in the cell will be there.
Are pigs able to stay once they...
Pigs can stay, yes. Once they get here, they get there Friday, then they'll sell on Saturday. They'll stay the night. That's no problem. But anything that doesn't make the sale or doesn't go on the truck needs to go home Friday night, so that we have room for the lambs and goats coming back in. One thing about one question we've had is if the kid wants to keep the animal. Then and it goes into the sale, the buyer has the first option on it. If the buyer in the sale ring wants that animal, then the buyer gets that animal. If the buyer doesn't want it, the kid has the option to take it home or to put it on the truck. So we try to make that declaration whether you want to keep the animal or truck the animal at weigh-in. So kind of have an idea of what you want to do there when you show up, so that we can keep the paperwork all straight. What else? I talked about the sale ring. I'll be there for that. Talk to your buyers. Main thing, buyers. That's the biggest deal. Without our buyers, then it's just another show. We don't have much of a sale. So that's our big deal, is the sale.
I would encourage them on the buyers. We give about $2,000 each year, and every child that comes in the building, we keep a track record, and we try to figure out some way to at least put $100 on their animals. So,
speaking from the buyer standpoint, it is important to make a show.
They show up, we try to figure out a way to at least put something on the animal.
So that's just one testament of how important it is. They may not buy the animal, but they'll do their best effort to come support you in one manner or another. So it's very important. The whole purpose of the project is to teach kids responsibility and grow them in their, in how they work with others, and showmanship and sportsmanship and professionalism, and it's good to get young kids in front of professionals that interact with them, and they can learn how to talk to grown-ups, basically. there's a difference in them talking to their friends and talking to people in business, and it's good for them to see that, in my opinion. Mario's got something. Thank you notes. Just as important, if not more important than visiting your buyers, trying to drum up buyers and bring them in, is to thank them after the fact. These people spend their time, their effort, their money to come out and support you guys. And the least we can do is give them a thank you note along with their picture as they buy. And it may not be for just the buyer. It may be add-on money. A.K. Gillis has given shirts out for as long as I can remember to every participant in the show or in the sale. If you make the sale, you'll get a T-shirt. They're continuing to do that, and everything from the T-shirts, the Lone Star Milk and Moolah Trucking to do the cups. Just thank you notes are just as important as trying to get people in, is letting them know you appreciate them for coming.
Do you have a lot tag? Does the contestant, the grower, have to put a tag or a number on when they go in the ring?
No, we don't have a contestant tag, so we don't have contestant numbers. We've looked at that before, but we haven't got that figured out exactly how we're going to work that to see if we can manage that. Isn't that right, Mario? Yeah. As far as from the buyer side of it, knowing who the kids are, or
I just was approached this week if you had a lanyard or if you had any form to control the number from a sponsor wanting to donate that to the show.
I would have a sponsor be sponsored by, tags are sponsored by somebody, or if you had a need or something like that.
I don't know. We might talk offline and see if there's get a little more.
I didn't know. I told you I didn't know if you even had a number. Everything I participated in, like you, we had that tag on the back. So.
Right. Well, we've never really done contestant tags in this show before. We've had the question brought up before about could we do it or if it would be advantageous, and we're still kind of trying to figure out how to make that work so that we can kind of keep track of it. That's just one more thing we're going to have to keep track of. We keep track of the ear tags, but keeping track of the kid tags is maybe a different deal. Anything else anybody can think of? Did I skip, missed, forgot? Yes, sir.
What is the over the last couple of years? What's been the sales, the high sales for tickets?
I can't remember. It's several hundred books. It seems like. So I just end up with the final tally. I don't ever end up having to count on anything. I just end up they tell me who it is that won and how much money we end up in there. But to kind of give you an idea of how many tickets we sell, we usually end up with about $10,000 worth of money to spend. So that's it. There's a lot of tickets sold. But I can't put a number on how many tickets were sold as far as the high volume. So I just tell me who it is. But there usually be 4 or 5 people that are kind of going for it. And
how would you know if you're going for it?
I'm sorry?
How would you know if you even are in the running?
If you sell more than the 25, if you're only going to sell your 25, there's not much of a chance. But if if you end up selling several books, then just keep selling until 5 o'clock on Friday and see how you do. There's a lot of people that'll just sell their 25 and that's all they want to sell, and that's fine. That's all we require. But if it looks like you're selling a bunch, then we encourage you to sell as many as you can. If we run out, we'll print some more. Because tickets are cheap. It only helps the whole group.
When do we get the raffle tickets, did you say?
You can pick some up right now if you would like.
Oh, okay.
There's a box out front. We'll make sure everybody gets some. I don't think I mentioned how many animals will sell. As far as there's a minimum of 15 animals per species will sell. If 15 show up for the show, there will be 15 sell. If there's more than 30 animals that show up for the show, then half of the animals will sell up to a maximum of 35. So there will be no more than 35 of these species make the sale, and a minimum of 15. So there's a ratio there of how many actually make the sale of which one. So it looks like on the lambs and lambs, it looks like there'll only be 15 lambs sell for sure. Steers will only be 15. If they all show up, there possibly could be 16. But there'll probably be 35 goats, or 35 pigs, and 35 chickens. Goats are probably in the 33 range, probably maybe 30. Because there's 66 validated and they won't all make it. So maybe 30 or so. That kind of gives you an idea how many of the total will make it.
This is our first year showing, so what is the weight that the goat's got to? Minimum weight.
I don't have a copy of the rules either. It's in our rule book. Mario's going to grab a copy right quick. But there is a minimum on the minimum weight, and I like to refer to the rules rather than it being wrong. Anything else while he's going to get that?
Do the raffle tickets say how much you sell for them and what it's for on it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I think they're $2 a piece, and then it's for half a side of beef. Each ticket is for half a side, so you actually got. And then we'll draw two tickets. Two tickets will win. So each ticket is 2 chances. And the beef was donated by, it'll be one of the sale animals, donated by Cumbie Telephone. So they're a good sponsor for us.
With the chickens, this is our first time to sell to you. Show your top 3, right?
Yes.
And then is there a potential, like, all 3 of them are awesome, they all might make the sale?
The chickens show in a pen. Your top 3 is the pen of chickens. They show as a pen, they make the sale as a pen, and they're judged as a pen.
Okay.
So the 3 is the pen. And you just have to take one in the sale ring.
Okay.
You don't have to take 3 chickens in by yourself. Just take one in the sale ring.
Okay. That was another question.
And they're typically not your own chickens.
Yeah.
Either.
Yeah, they'll
have 3 chickens there.
They'll keep the grand champion chickens.
We'll grab a chicken and go in and show that same one.
So they'll keep the grand champion pen there, and all the broiler exhibitors will take the same group of chickens in. So you'll be able to take yours home, unless you make grand. You'll be able to take them home on Friday. All good questions? All good questions. Anything else?
This is our first year in
Okay.
Texas, so on your weigh-ins, I'm guessing that will come home with his FFA teacher will say this is when weigh-in is?
Yes. You'll need to coordinate with the FFA teacher about when you need to have the animal there, where you're going to tie, because as a group they'll typically tie together.
Okay.
But the FFA advisor should be coordinating all that.
Okay.
Typically what school?
Here.
Silver Springs?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, they'll be sending out more information as far as what time to be there, what you need, and all that kind of stuff. Y'all showed before or just not here?
Just not here.
Okay. So you know what you need just as far as you know. What are you showing? Pig. Pigs can come in Friday night after the lambs and goats are all completely done, or Saturday morning. But there's a time that they have to be in place by. And then there's not a way back, so it's one way and that's it. Just coordinate through your advisor the details of when they want you there and that kind of stuff. Yes, sir.
Dixie, you mean they're coming in Thursday night after they go
Yes, I'm sorry. Thursday night for Friday's show. Yeah, I'm sorry.
or Friday morning?
Yes, Thursday night or Friday morning. We don't show anything on Saturday. It's all Thursday and Friday. We just may have to get back to you on that.
I can get with her.
Okay. All right. Anybody got anything else? Anybody that showed before got any advice? Anything that I missed that you'd like to share with the group? Well, I appreciate everybody coming, and looking forward to a good show. Hope we got a lot of good animals out there, and we'll see y'all in February. And the show is the 26th, 7th, and 8th of February. If I didn't say that already. All right, thank y'all.
How are you? Yes.
Regina.